Let's go!
I was checking out the scouting report, and I don't see nothing but bums. You and your whole entire world know that I am the one. You and your squad ain't got nothing for me.
Hey.
Your organization is looking stressed.
What?
And now that you haters is running from me, I know that you see that I'm highly blessed.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, we live with your boy Coach G. Yeah, we live with your boy Monty.
You and your squad ain't got nothing for me. Your organization is looking stressed. And now that you haters is running
Episode 14, we are here. Welcome in to another edition, another episode of The Rewind. We're back. Unfortunately, we're back in our home studios, East Wing. Our Texas trip is now over. I am back to being miserable in the horrible state of New Jersey with all this freaking garbage weather. But Monty Moss alongside my co-host, Bryant Garvin, who doesn't need any introduction, but I'll give him one anyway. 4-time state champion, 400 career wins, this co-head coaching career, coached both football and basketball. Football first. He is a Temple alum. He's Chicago's finest, born and raised, and he is in the Newark Hall of Fame. BG Bryant Garv. It's really weird not to be next to you like last week, but what's good, man? How are you? Good to see you.
So want to talk about this Texas trip. Had a car towed thanks to Monty and his driving skills.
No.
We don't want to go there. That truck at 1 o'clock in the morning. I was sitting up there. I was sitting up there, just looking around, staying in the air, like, yo, why is the truck gone? Why is the truck gone? Why is it missing? Why I'm spending all this money just to get a damn rental car truck out of the storage? It was a long ass night. Had a ball, had fun, but then, you know, sometimes people don't listen, and when you listen, good things happen.
I'm not sure. Not sure. I'm not sure I recall.
I know you're not sure. you wasn't sure all week.
I was sure all week. All right. I was sure. Just to recap, last week, Brian and myself, we went on a business trip, I should say, but definitely had some pleasure in the back end. We did our episode last week, episode 13, which you can catch on all platforms, including our YouTube channel at the Rewind_GSE3, where we were side by side for the first time in our Rewind podcast journey. It was really good to be alongside my co-host in person. Shout out to Coach Rasheed Wesley, who came on, broke bread with us, but it was really good. And, we started in Austin, then to San Antonio, then to finish it off in Houston. But just seeing all these different towns, and the houses out there are ridiculously cheap. I see why people move down there. The cost of living is amazing. Just the smell of fresh Texas air. I'm not a fan of some of their laws, that I will say. Second Amendment is definitely big down there, but all grace to the good Lord. It was a great time to break bread with my old man and to break bread with, of course, Bryant's cousin, Terry, who's
Carrie
with a K. Shout out to Uncle Carrie. Unc, I love you. Thank you. It was good to break bread with him and his peeps, Ernie. What was his cousin? You don't remember his cousin's name. I couldn't tell you.
There was a few of them.
It was a great night.
I don't remember their names after 5 or 6 shots of that great tequila. It was pretty good. No headaches, no nothing. Woke up
good as new.
Great time. Great time. Minus the catastrophes, but it was great. Texas the weather was phenomenal. 90 degrees every day. So I can live with that.
Absolutely. Shout out to Janelle. Shout out to Adrian. Shout out to some CQ folks down in Houston who definitely showed us a good time with some recommendation of place to go. Urban Smoke. I love cigars. Urban Smoke was a whole vibe in itself. And then the place next door to it was Urban Social. That was a whole vibe in itself, except for a memory that I want to forget for the rest of my life. And that's I caught myself in a moment talking to Bryant and this lovely lady that I was talking to from Mississippi. Shout out to Mississippi. And it was like 5 of these individuals who thought that maybe I was a trophy or something. I don't know. But I hope to forget that memory for as long as I live. Bryant, don't just leave it alone.
Look, I chilled the whole entire week. And, it's Houston, man. What do you expect in Houston? I already got the warning about it, and it is what it is. And I chill, observe, had a great time. I'm looking forward to going back probably this summer.
Oh
But,
yeah.
I'm leaving you home.
Why?
I don't want another tow truck. I don't want another tow truck coming past.
That wasn't my fault. You have to take accountability for that, okay?
And he also broke my glasses too.
No, I didn't. But you wanted to play.
Snap, crackle, and pop. Nobody told him to throw me
right now. We can call
me over the couch. He threw me over the couch. I had on no shoes, and my glasses on top of my head that said snap.
And then made me drive to freaking Walgreens.
Damn right. 1 o'clock in the morning for Gorilla Glue. For some damn good Gorilla Glue.
1 o'clock in the morning?
1 o'clock in the damn morning. Because I can't see at night. Yeah.
Well, Bryant, we know you have a busy trip coming up with Wheels up to Chicago tomorrow morning, but you have bigger fish to fry with your upcoming financial advisory exam. Give us a little bit of details of where we're at with that, and what's the preparation process been like for you as you prepare for this upcoming exam?
I'm familiar with the exam. Keep failing the thing by a point, but this time around, a lot more things I see where I'm missing. It kind of makes sense. Just took an 8-hour course today. Taking another 8-hour tomorrow to kind of prep me a little bit more. Haven't signed up for the exam yet because I don't want anything to get in the way. But I'm looking at this, taking this exam probably towards the end of April, beginning of May, and just to complete this thing and move on to Series 7. So, everything looked good. Going over the exams, I'm going to go over 100 times before I take it again this time. Have one more question about some things, and that's it. Let's make it do what it do.
Public service announcement. I think we should put something out there where no Cowboys fans should be allowed on this podcast, probably for the rest of eternity of this podcast, because every single time I turn around with the guest that comes on, we run into a Cowboys fan. And I just don't, they say misery loves company, but I'm not miserable as a Patriot fan. I know Chris is a Cowboys fan. Shout out to Chris, our producer, but I just can't get away from them. You know what I mean? So let's just get this over with, because this is just bad.
If it wasn't for Tom Landry and Drew Pearson and those guys back in the day, and Tony Dorsett, there wouldn't be no such thing as a freaking cowgirl. I'm sorry, cowboy.
Cowboys, America's team. So that lost word, America's team, that goes around.
Yeah. You see what the real team is in the background. But the Cowgirls.
I don't go that far either. Easy.
Yeah, the Cowgirls, the Cowboys. Yeah, that's how I feel. I used to love Drew Pearson back in the day, but they just fell off after that. So, the 90s, nobody remember the 90s. That was just
a blur.
It's a blur. Things were different back then, and today they haven't won nothing, just like the Bears. So come on, misery love company.
Good old Jerry Jones, our first guest that we're introducing to his first appearance on the Rewind. This brother has been dedicated more than 30 years to the field of education, with nearly 2 decades serving the students and families of Plainfield Public Schools. Since his return in 2006, a proud graduate of Montclair State University, his journey began as a substitute teacher in Newark and in Irvington, where he discovered his passion for teaching, eventually leading to his first full-time role as a math teacher in Newark. Throughout his career, he has held various leadership positions, including vice principal, and program supervisor, always with a focus on uplifting urban communities through education and service. Beyond the school walls, he is a voted member of Phi Beta Sigma fraternity, a mentor to the young men through the Sigma Beta Club, and a proud husband and father. This brother has completed and earned his doctorate in urban education from Keene University in December of 2024. Without further ado, he doesn't need no introduction. High-end zone. Shout out to my high-end family. Mr. Dr. Mark Williams, big bro. Good to see you. Good for you to take the time and come on and Rewind. Welcome in. How are you, my brother?
Good to be here. I'm very good. Happy to be here tonight.
Okay, Doc. Thank you, Doc, for giving me that formal introduction. I got to start calling you Doc Mark now. Oh, outstanding. Hi, Doc
man.
Mark.
Hey, look, I'm good, man. I was listening to you guys backstage, and I got this sorry old Mets fan over here. He just got bad advice just bad teams, just make poor decisions. He really need to work on that, Monty. I just had to say that. I'm sorry.
Look, man,
I will come out fire. You said you want me to be honest. I'm gonna be honest.
You 0 for 2, man. You already 0 for 2. You're a Dallas Cowboys fan for 1, and 2, you come around here disrespecting my New York Mets. That's something that just won't be tolerated on the Rewind ever. So tonight, your ass belong to me. I'm going to take care of you where it matters most. Don't even worry about it. I got something for you. Don't even worry about it. Be good. Be good.
Yeah, you got to relax, man. You got a lot of pausable moments tonight. I was saying pause a lot backstage, man.
It happens every week.
Pause, man. Easy.
This is just bad. This is gonna be a long episode, America. This is oh, let me sit for that one. This is bullshit.
Oh yeah, you need to go back and take a look at them because I'll be like, yo, pause.
Hey man, look, y'all not gonna be coming. I can box my way. I've been boxing all my life, man. Don't come with this garbage.
Look, I just want you to be straight, man. That's it, straight. That's it. That's all.
Oh my God.
Hey man, I want to bring on my other guest, my little brother. We've had a pretty good relationship over the last few years. My fellow Patriot. I know the podcasting world is something he wants to get his hands into. I wanted to make sure we use our platform to bring him to that, to give him a feel for it. He knows what he's about. Upcoming podcaster, just the facts. He's a big sports fan. My fellow New England Patriot. About damn time I got a Patriot fan up here. Aziz Hernandez. I know him as Zeus, or I call him Ish. My bro, welcome into your first appearance, and it damn sure won't be your last on the Rewind. What's good, little bro? How you doing?
What's going on, man? I'm happy to be here. Happy to be here.
You see what I have to deal with tonight?
Yeah, we're gonna take care of them. Don't worry about them.
We good. My little bro said we good. We good. We good.
Half Nation in the house. 6-time champs.
6-time champs, goddamn.
Every time I hear about a Patriot, I think of a turd.
Yeah, I heard. I was watching a couple of videos before when he wasn't talking too nice about the Pats.
Yeah, he never does. He never do.
Never do. Because it makes me go to the bathroom.
Hey, look.
Hey, when you win a lot, that's what happens. You know?
Yeah.
Hey, look. It took them 100 years to start winning. They went to the Super Bowl one time against the Bears, and we smacked that ass back in the 80s. And then next thing you know, it took another 40 years just to start winning because they needed one quarterback. And then now it's going to take them another 100 years to get another great quarterback. I mean,
Drake May? If you know who Drake May is?
What have the Bears done in the last 25 years?
2006. Yeah, I understand. I get it. It's work in progress. But yet we always mention some of the best players that ever played the game played with the Bears.
Okay. I mean, look, y'all done something the Cowboys haven't, and that's went to a Super Bowl in today's modern era. So I give you that.
That's true.
You lost Peyton Manning, but I give you that.
That's okay.
Brian, don't forget who beat y'all last year, Brian.
What say again?
Don't forget who beat y'all last year.
Yeah, that was last year. That was last year. That's why this show called a rewind, because we don't want to rewind back to that. But we talking about the present now. That was a rewind of last year. Last year, my grandmother could have beat the Bears last year, and she did.
Hey, look, fellas, NBA playoff preview. Playoffs start this Saturday. Man, I know my Los Angeles Lakers are good. I know Bryant's Chicago Bulls are currently fighting for a chance in the play-in. They're currently losing 82-65. Billy Donovan might just be fired after this year. Who knows? If you didn't catch the recap of yesterday's Atlanta Hawks loss, Orlando Magic came in 120-95. Trae Young finished with 28 points, 8 of 21 from the field. 1 of 5 from 3. Big performance from Cole Anthony, 26 points, 10 of 17, 4 of 9 from 3. Paulo Banchero did what he does as always, 17, 9, and 7. I'll take it. Fellas, man, how do we feel about the playoffs finally here? I know it's been a down year for the NBA in terms of obviously viewership, in terms of how the game is played. If you ask Bryant, the league is watered down in terms of how he says. But Mark, I'll lean with you. Of course, my fellow Laker, I'm going to be nice right now, but I may not be nice later. How do you feel about the Los Angeles Lakers going into this year's playoffs with a first-round matchup against Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves?
Listen, I feel real good about it. Minnesota went very far in the playoffs last year, came this close to making it to the finals. I think they would have to be honest and say this year they didn't live up to where they probably thought they would be at this time, having to play a playing game. I think that Luka Doncic, the fleece of the century, has paid off and has yielded what we wanted. It would have been nice if we could have got Mark Williams in that trade. No relation, not because it's my name, but having that added length in the playoffs to deal with people like Jokic and a couple others would have been nice, especially when we make it to the finals and we match up against Celtics, which is a very long team. So, yeah.
He understands. Bryant, I'll piggyback off you because when we talk about the Chicago Bulls, of course, we've talked about the relevance of what Derrick Rose done for that organization with obviously what the success was back then when you were going against Miami Heat in multiple playoff appearances. Since Derrick Rose, the Chicago Bulls have pretty much been trying to figure it out and rebuilding. You came close, but this is the second year in a row where you're fighting for a position to get into the playoffs, what they call play-in. But how do you feel about your Chicago Bulls this year from what you've seen, as well as, of course, knowing that you'll be eliminated tonight against the Miami Heat?
I don't like Billy. He's been there too long. They gave him extensions for no reason. He's been a bum since he's been there. My cousin plays on a freaking team, and they don't give him any minutes. He's probably one of the hardest defenders they have on that team. They have some basketball players that's capable of doing some things. They don't have enough depth. But all in all, Billy Donovan, he's got to go. It's just what it is. It's disappointing. They remind me of the Orlando Woodbridge days back in the 70s, 80s, whatever the hell it was. And it's nauseating even watching them. I can't stomach it. I just can't. I don't even watch. My cousin plays it. I don't even watch it. It's just so trash. NBA basketball is just, now you have 1,000 people making 1,000 different videos of what's a travel and what's not a travel just because of the bullshit. I can't stomach it anymore. They need to do something and bring real basketball back. I think Cleveland is going to give Boston some hell. I love Cleveland. Cleveland is tough. They just play defense like no other. I can appreciate to watch Cleveland play. They can have a possibility of upsetting, coming out on the East. They can really do some damage in there, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're not there in the finals at all. I really don't.
Ooh, Cleveland in the finals. We got an early preview. Zeus, I'll pitch on to you. This NBA season has been a disaster from all different types of angles that we can name from top to bottom. But with the playoffs starting on Saturday, what series are you looking forward to seeing, and who do you like?
Yeah, so this was a tough one, but I think I'm going to go with Golden State and the Rockets. I think that both of those teams are gritty. They know each other, a lot of history there. They also hate each other a little bit. And I think this is a different type of Warriors team, a different type of Rockets team. I think the Warriors team, you have two stars on the team with Jimmy Butler and Stephen Curry, but they don't really have a lot of depth like they used to with like a spark plug, like a Sean Livingston off the bench or a Jordan Poole that they had. So I think that's what they lack. And with the Rockets, I think it's a more balanced roster, a lot of young kids, a lot of depth, wings, but not the star player that you're really not looking for, but that doesn't really perform on a night in, night out basis. Jalen Green, he can do that, but then other nights he's not really that consistent. And I think the two coaches, Ime Udoka and Steve Kerr, you got two coaches with, both been to the finals, and I think it's going to be a good head-to-head between those two. So I think Rockets, Warriors, definitely a series I'm looking forward to.
Can we get a quick preview of who wins the series?
Got Warriors in 7. Got Warriors in 7.
Look, I'll be honest. When we talk about the Houston Rockets, no one, including myself, expected them to finish second in the West. That just goes to a true testament of what Coach Udoka has done for this organization since coming in after being fired from Boston. I don't think this Rockets team is ready just yet. When you go against a well-rounded, veteran, seasoned Golden State Warriors team who has had a ton of playoff success in the last 5 years. So Coach Kerr already knows what it's going to take. It's going to be really tough to see Houston on the road go into Golden State and win. That's one of the toughest places to win in the playoffs. I think Steph Curry, of course, he just takes his game to another level. But just from what I saw, last night in the playing game with what the play of Jimmy Butler brought to that win last night, scoring over 30 points, that's just something that the Warriors, you can't replace, right? Like you get rid of Andrew Wiggins, you ship him off to Miami. That's a guy that, of course, he's a system guy that comes off the bench, but you have someone who has the same capabilities as a Steph Curry to go get 30 in any given moment. This is what the Warriors brought Jimmy Butler in for. The Rockets will have a tough test. I mean, don't get me wrong, the guard play is pretty good, but when you have those moments in the playoffs when you're facing adversity, Bryant knows because he's coached in those moments, you got to be able to have players that's going to be able to calm the noise and hit back with quick triggers. I think the Rockets don't have that. So I think the Warriors in that series, they should take care of business. It'll be a good series, but this just adds to what this Houston Rockets team can be next year as well as the next few years with this young team. Get some of that playoff experience under your belt. And then who knows, running back next year, bringing a few pieces. Definitely Houston can use another scorer. But Mark, I'll forward to you. What playoff series do you look forward to seeing when you look at this bracket ahead of Saturday? And what teams do you like that will give you a surprise this year's NBA playoffs?
I think the series that's going to be the most entertaining is that Knicks Pistons series. Old school. I think the Pistons, they're tough, they're gritty, they're hungry. I like Cade Cunningham and where he is in his overall development. And this is going to test the Knicks to see if they're mentally tough to get through it because, they haven't beaten any of the top teams on a consistent basis throughout the course of the season.
Trash.
They put a lot of resources to build the team as it's currently constituted.
Trash.
It'll be a good test for them. I think if they make it through it, I think they'll be pretty good all the way up to the Eastern Conference Finals. But I think I think it's going to go 7. It's going to be the most entertaining. At first, I was looking at the Lakers Timberwolves series, but I think that's going to be over in 6. I think Ant-Man is going to have a couple of big games, but I think just the overall experience and talent of the Lakers is going to be too much for them.
The Knicks are trash. Trash.
Hey, look, I've already put out the 401 memo. Pistons in 6. I mean,
wow.
Go ahead, Bryant.
I got Pistons in 5. Pistons in 5.
Look.
5.
I mean, look,
trash.
The trash could be right. Let's just call it for what it is. I think Detroit's going to need a somewhat healthy Jaden Ivey to give the Pistons that extra boost. I know with Jalen Duren and Tim Hardaway Jr., Isaiah Stewart, that will be enough to win. But to win the series, you need a Jaden Ivey just because he is the heart and soul of this Pistons teams on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively. I've said it all year, and I'll say it again. This Knicks team, what Coach Tibbs has done, eventually it will catch up to them. And what I mean by that is their starting 5 leads the NBA in minutes played. You're playing Mikal Bridges 37 minutes a night. You're playing Karl Anthony Towns 35 minutes a night. The wear and tear of Jalen Brunson. Those things will catch up over time. And now when you enter the playoffs, you don't really go to your bench as much. At most, you go 7 deep, Bryant, in the playoffs, ideally, depending on your roster in the playoffs. And Coach Tibbs doesn't trust his bench throughout the regular season. So I'm curious to see how the Knicks, when they crash and burn, I know it'll probably be this round where, you're going to have situations where it's no need to have your starting 5 playing that many minutes in a regular season game when you have 5-6 other guys on the bench that can do pretty much the same. And the Knicks defensively, they give up 100 points a night. It's just been embarrassing to watch. I can't watch the Knicks game. I mean, their last final 10, 12 games of the NBA season, they gave up over 100 points, including giving up 142 points against the best team, second best team in the East, and that's the Cleveland Cavaliers. This Tom Thibodeau team, his job's on the line. I'm just going to call it how I see it. You got a guy like Mike Malone who's on the sideline who recently got fired from the Denver Nuggets. that would be something that this Knicks organization could use because, the wear and tear of what Tibbs has done, and they brought in Karl-Anthony Towns, and they put all these pieces. And I know there's a lot of family relations there. Leon Rose and Jalen Brunson's godfather, and it's just a whole bunch of circus going on in the organization. So I'm with Mark. I would like to see Detroit. This is an old school game again feel. I know that the Garden's going to be pumping and rocking, but I'm going with Pistons in 6. They won't let me down. The New York Knicks team will crash and burn. All is well. Let's move forward with the NBA playoffs. Mark, Bryant, Z's final thoughts.
But you know what? Going back to what Brian said earlier about the state of the league and where we are now, Tibbs get a lot of heat for the amount of minutes he put on players. But back when we came up, those players not only did they play 82 games, they played about the same around the same amount of minutes, unless you had a team that had a pretty decent bench. Outside of that, this is nothing new. This is the new NBA, which I'm always really confused because all the technology, the information about nutrition and how the guys take care of their bodies, I don't buy into that wear and tear because they're playing 38 minutes a night. Look at LeBron James. Up until the last 5 years, when he got 35 years old, he barely got injured. And a lot of that is due to they take care of their body nowadays. So I think with the nights off and not doing the back-to-backs and all that other stuff, I think it actually hurts them more than it helps them at times.
Well, I'm going to say this, because you could be right in certain situations. My thing is, are they really that good? Because if the guys back in the day did it, and they did it playing hard, these guys are barely doing it, and they playing soft. Right. So what is the deal? What is the take on these guys not playing hard enough? And then now they're fatigued. You know why they fatigued? Because they don't play hard for 72 games.
That's right.
That's their problem. And then now they go into the playoffs and they trying to play hard, and their body's catching up to them because half the team is out partying and doing whatever they need to do and not taking care of their bodies. So Tibbs is trying to push the envelope, and now he can't get the most out of his team because they're fatigued. You have to do this for 72 games. You can't pick and choose when and when not to do it. And then next thing you know, when it's crunch time, you got to freaking balls to the wall. You can't do it. They're going to die out. And this is the same thing that's going to happen to the Knicks. It's going to happen to a lot of other teams too. So you remember back when and even in high school, I consider high school as semi-pro now because of the way things are. But you look back in high school, when I first started, we had 15 players on the team, and I only trusted 5, maybe 1 extra. And we played 30 games with just 5. Nobody maybe had 1 or 2 injuries throughout the course of the year. And we played hard all the way through, 94 feet. So that is really how you condition your players to play all the way through. Do they condition themselves? We know the answer. No, because they look like shit on the court. I'm just going to call it what it is. You just stand around watching from you dunk layups and all kind of and create stupid moves. It's just what it is. Call it what a spade. And that's why I don't like watching the shit. My coach is sitting in, and I'm sitting up there getting aggravated because I want to be out there and smack the shit out of one of them. But at the end of the day, you got to fucking play hard. And they don't play hard enough. They just don't. And it makes me sick to my stomach. I'd rather watch the girls play. If I want to watch some basketball in slower motion but efficient, I watch the girls. If I want to see something play a little bit harder and play hard just like they have something to play for, I watch college basketball. That shit is disgusting, and they need to fix that ASAP.
If you're the New York Knicks, you score 115 points per game, but your defense allows 111. That shit don't mix. Something's got to give, and the Detroit Pistons will certainly give a run for their money. Bryant, my last one for you before you go. Nuggets and Clippers. Of course, you've seen the rise of the Denver Nuggets. Of course, they're NBA champions in 2023. Recently, they fired their head coach, Mike Malone, the winningest coach in program and organization history. More wins. He's brought a championship to Denver. They fired him because of his relationship with the GM. They didn't see eye to eye. Now they're getting ready to go into a playoff battle with probably the hottest team at the right time, and that's the Los Angeles Clippers. What do you expect from that Clippers and Nuggets series, and who do you have advancing to the second round?
I got the Clippers, man. The Clippers are clicking for some reason. But then again, it goes back to who's playing harder. I mean, I don't understand it. Sometimes it seems like it's just manipulated. How did a team just turn on a light switch and look great all of a sudden with Kawhi? I'm like, how the hell does it just happen? Like, it's like they got a magic twitch in their ass or something. It's just all of a sudden, hey, we starting to gel. I don't get it. I mean, just because they lost their coach, I don't think they're going to. The unison is not there. They kind of, messed up in the head because of it. I think it was a stupid fire at the wrong time. If you're going to fire somebody, wait till the season's over at this point. But I got the Clippers. Clippers in 6. It's going to be a tough battle. I think Denver is going to really, come after them, but I don't think they can last that long because the continuity is kind of broken. You just can't remove one person out, including the coach. You can't take one person out and expect them to perform. But they maybe could surprise. Who knows? This is the NBA, and this is a league to where I would never bet on because you just don't know. It's impossible to figure out. Clippers are on a roll. They'll win the first series, but I think they'll lose the second one.
Yeah, Clippers and Nuggets have the same record, 50-32. Clippers finished the season 9-1 in the last 10 games. Mark, who do you like for Clippers and Nuggets round 1?
I like the Clippers, and I like the Clippers for many reasons. First of all, Malone did not deserve that. He brought that team their first NBA championship in over 50-plus years, and you couldn't at least let him finish out the season and then they underestimated this one player who they let get away, and that was Caldwell Pope. A lot of these teams, they have success, they win a championship, and they go tinkering, and sometimes you don't need to do that because then I have to look at the team over there in the Midwest, the Phoenix Suns, and where they were just 4 years ago with a nucleus that was 25, 26 years old. Sometimes you got to let it bake and get to where you need to get to, like the Golden State Warriors. They showed that it works. You just got to have patience. So I think Denver really screwed themselves in the last couple of off seasons after winning that NBA championship, and it's showing up to bite them now. So I got the Clippers in 6.
Zeus, where you leaning to, brother? Because I know you don't like the Clippers just as much as I do, but who do you have in this upcoming series between Clippers and Nuggets?
Yeah, I'm going with the Clippers. Like more continuity, James Harden's playing like James Harden again. Kawhi Leonard's actually healthy and on the court, which is crazy to say. It's always something going on with the Clippers, but yeah, I think the Clippers are gonna take the series. I don't think it's really that much of a challenge for them. Even though Jokic is very good, Nuggets very good. I think Clippers take care of them.
Yeah, James Harden's playing like James Harden again, averaging over 22 points in the last 10 games for the Clippers, just what they need. Kawhi Leonard is healthy when it matters most, and that's getting ready for a playoff stretch. No load management for Kawhi, which is good. Zubac is playing the best basketball of his career. I look forward to seeing the matchup against him and Joker. We'll see what the matchups look like this upcoming weekend for the NBA playoffs as we kick off. Bryant, I know you have to go. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate you joining me and us. Any final words before you go as you prepare for Chicago as well as for your 8-hour financial advisory class tomorrow?
I can't wait for this damn weather to turn brown. Roast me, baby. I need some sun because it's too damn cold outside.
Is that a pause moment, Mark?
That was a pause moment. Roast me, baby.
Hey, look. Hey.
Hey, Doc Mark. That's from me being around his ass for a week. He kind of rubbed off on me, and he was putting his freaking toes all in my nostrils. Because this is just
Mark,
Mark. Just doing some weird shit all day, all night, every week. It's just weird.
Big bro,
it's weird.
He wants to publicly annihilate me on in front of America, in front of a national audience, a global audience. But let's just call it for what it is, man. I had to sleep in the same bed as this big fucking Warriors. And is not for the week. I turn over. It's already tight enough as is. He takes up half the damn bed. Then we fighting over the covers. Then I turn around on the other side. He's got his fucking size 16 feet in my face. The bottom of his feet, the skin is peeling, is dead. It's just fucking. I told him, you need to go get his damn feet done. It was just disgusting, man. Then it was, you know what?
Just let it go, man. It's all right.
Yeah.
Have a good night, Bryant.
Yeah, I'm gonna pray.
Wasn't fighting with the frosted flakes. I would have been worried.
I'm gonna pray for that young man. I'm gonna pray for
him. He got these damn people in clubs. Look, goodbye, Bryant. I love you.
Peace.
Rewind. We will hold the fort down and your exit. The great Bryant Garvin.
Hold it down.
Episode 14. The rewind. Love that guy. He'll be back with us next week, hopefully for a full episode. We shall see. I am going to bring one person on. He was already on earlier in the year of the rewind. He's a big. I'm not even sure what teams he like. I couldn't even tell you because I just don't know. I know he's a Cowboys fan. Damn it. I can't get away from Cowboys fans. What is happening? Let's bring him in, Chris. Get his candy ass in here. Just can't get rid of him for some way. And he's back again. Abraham, what's good? He's a Suns fan, I guess.
No. I just worried he's just just to support the cause. You know, I love former MVPs, but the first question I have to ask, dude, like, we're all grown. Why are y'all sharing beds, bro? Why y'all sharing beds? Like, why? Like, how old are you guys, man? Like, you making money, he's making money. Y'all sharing car beds. Like, what's going on, man? Like, I don't even understand. Like, why is his feet in your face? And you know what? Like that was a little wild, bro. Like, you didn't share that story on this platform right now. I thought this would be something that we could share on the side, but that was a little for y'all to be sharing beds, bro. Like, I mean, what's going on? You need help? Let me know, man.
Probably not my proudest moment on this podcast journey. Now that I think of it,
definitely not.
I couldn't sleep on the floor. Couldn't sleep on the couch. I was at his.
I definitely would have slept on the floor. I would have slept on the floor. I gotta take that one.
I should have slept in the. I should have slept on a pillow. Look, man, thinking back, I should have slept outside on the grass. I just fuck it.
I would have had an air mattress or something, man. But I'm definitely not sleeping next to him. Garv looked like he sleep nasty, man. Like, what are you talking about, man? He looked like he sleeps nasty. Like, he snores and he just like he like you try to tap him and wake him up and he just like he just makes a noise and like, you know what I mean? Like, he look at you like you're the problem. Like, dude, you're on my side and you took the covers, bro. Like, yo, move over, bro. Like it's like a fight. Like, I'm not trying to have that fight with somebody that's like a Warriors, bro. But Garv, I'll get you later.
All right, Bosh, before we move on, because I do want to get your quick insight on this. The NBA playoffs start this weekend. I know we've already talked about my Los Angeles Lakers, me and Mark's Los Angeles Lakers. Aziz, we talked about Clippers and Nuggets. Are there any other games that you see for the upcoming NBA playoffs that you look forward to seeing from the East or from the West? Doesn't matter. What games do you look forward to seeing, or series, I should say?
To be honest, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm really, really interested in that Knicks game. I know you guys were really talking about that, but I really, really want to see, because the fact that Tom has been pushing these guys, and that's what he's known for. He's on the hot seat. 1,000%. He's on the hot seat. Another one I'm actually looking forward to is the Celtics, because I know Jaylen Brown got that. I think he got shot up in his leg or something like that. He got that shot, so I want to actually see what was going to happen with Jaylen Brown, and if he goes down, what's going to happen? You know, Porzingis has to step up, and I know that Devin White and the other guy,
Bruce Pritchard.
Pritchard, yeah. So I know they're going to come in, and I know they have to. But the thing is that Jaylen Brown takes a lot of the load off, and that what gives Jaylen a lot of like one-on-one space. So, but that's why I'm really interested. If Jaylen Brown decides to go down in these playoffs, you know they're going to run him, because you only go to like maybe 8-man roster once you get to the playoffs. If you have a deep bench, it goes to 8-man roster. If not, it goes to like 5 or 6, 6 or 7. but I'm really, really interested in that too. So it's a lot, man. I mean, that Clipper game, like you said, you was talking about it earlier. The Clippers always have a potential way to choke. You know, I mean, I know they ain't got Doc Rivers anymore, but at the end of the day, the Clippers are the Clippers. You know what I mean? James Harden, when was the last time he showed up in the playoffs in the game 6 or game 7 when it's actually time to close out? You know what I mean? And then also they got Ben Simmons. Watch out. I mean, I don't want to talk about that. I'm a Brooklyn fan. Who knows? I mean, yeah. I mean, I heard he got a toothache, so he might not play. I don't know. So he might not play. He got a toothache.
Did you say Ben Simmons in playoffs in the same sentence?
Exactly. I mean, hey, he got a toothache, so he might not play. Who knows? You know what I mean? So that might hurt him. That might keep him out for like the next 3 to 4 weeks, and then that might keep him off for the next season as well. So, but I mean, that's what I'm looking at now. Honestly, it's kind of wide open. It's not like the NFL when you actually have your teams locked in. NBA, you never know, man. Like, I mean, it can kind of get a little upsetty right now. Because like right now, like I said, you got Denver and the Clippers. Denver got the experience, but then again, you got the Clippers, and you never know. The Knicks, you never know because they just So you run this team to the ground, and then I got to see what's gonna happen with Jaylen Brown. So, and also with the Bucks, if the Bucks lose in the first round, where's Giannis gonna go? Is he gonna stay?
What?
Pacers in 5, man. They taking care of them.
Oh hell no!
Pacers in 5.
Hell no!
Taking care of them. They're gonna take it. Damian Lillard got blood clots too. Giannis not doing it by himself with that roster. It's not happening.
The Bucks play better with Giannis by himself than how they play with Dame Lillard in the lineup. I don't know if you know that. FYI,
it could be true.
It is true. I mean, look, I'm just gonna say this before we move forward. The last time I saw Ben Simmons in a playoff game, was when they played the Atlanta Hawks in Philly. This guy passed up a layup for a 3, and he's never been the same ever since. I wish I had the video to play it, but that video lives rent-free in my head because I just don't understand why and how. But it is what it is until it isn't. WNBA Draft. Go ahead. No,
I was going to say that they're both, I think the biggest problem with the Bucks is that they both ball-dominant players. When it comes to Dame, he has to have the ball in his hand, and Giannis needs to have the ball in his hand, which people don't really realize that because, like, you're thinking that when you have to have the ball in your hand, you have to dribble. I think that he's more of a ball-dominant player where he just needs to constantly touch the ball, and he has to be in his position. And I don't think Dame figured out to put Giannis in a position for him to score. And I think that's what Drew Holiday did for him, was put him in position for him to score, was cutting to the basket, and, being in the low post and doing certain situations. And Chris Middleton was he was a mid-range player. He was able just to create a shot, and he was just able to do that. So he was a spot-up shooter as well. He was able to create his own shot by posting up and just getting that little post up. And that created Giannis for him to just be in the paint. So I think that Dame has not figured out. And I don't think the last person that Dame actually played with was LaMarcus Aldridge, where he was more of a post player. So he was able to just toss it down and let him go to work. Where
correct,
Giannis is not that type of player. He doesn't really have that back to the basket and just like kind of go to work. So I think that's where the biggest their connection is not really gone right now, is that he's not able to get him the ball in his spots, and that's what Giannis is. He's not. He's just he put his head down and he goes to the basket. He just dunks on everybody, whatever. And I think that Dame is having that problem, is trying to get him to his spots. And that's what's going to take a lot of time. Sometimes it takes 2 to 3 years to get that. And sometimes 2 to 3 years is too long. So I think that's where I think after this year, I think Giannis is going to be like, you know what? I'm out. My brother's not here no more. I get it. Yeah, I have my brother here on the strength, but now his brother's gone. So I think that, and he's real huge on family. So I think he's gone after this year.
Well, if there's any coach in the NBA who knows how to ruin a trio or a duo or something that's good, it's Doc freaking Rivers. So we shall see, folks. We shall see.
Hey, man.
Saturday and Sunday.
Pacers in 5.
I was so happy that the Lakers did not sign Doc Rivers as their head coach. I mean, he got that, and he's had killer teams, man. Those Clippers teams with the young Blake Griffin, young Chris Paul, Nada. Then he gets rewarded and gets Philly with that team. Nada. And now he's with Milwaukee, and it looks like it's going to be nada again. He got that one chip with the big three in Boston, and probably should have had another one. Probably should have gotten another one and didn't. So, look, as a brother, if there's one brother that has been given multiple opportunities, which really don't happen for us, it was him, and he's ruining it.
Yes, you could even take it back when he had T-Mac with the Magics.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, when there was up 3-0, and they lost 4 in a row. You know what I mean? So you could take it back to that. And then honestly, like I could take it back to even Boston when he won that championship. He didn't even coach anything. It was the big three that actually coached there. It was KG, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce. They was actually the ones, you know. So if you look at it, and I'm a huge Ray Allen fan. And when he got traded to the Celtics, I was super excited. And you can actually see that he was not even half the huddles. Like if you listen to when they was on the podcast, all three of them did a podcast together. It was Rondo, Paul Pierce, and KG, and they was talking about like you didn't even have you kind of hear it, like you didn't even have to come to the huddle. He kind of they say it. KG like you didn't even have to come to the huddle because like they all were figuring it out themselves. You know what I mean? So he's a good coach. I just don't think he's a great coach. He just keep getting multiple opportunities, and he just doesn't make any adjustments. And you have to, when it comes to the playoffs, you have to make adjustments. And he just thinks that you don't have to, you know, so.
Well, the Lakers don't have that problem. We good over here.
We good over here.
We good.
Sounds good.
Wait, so quick question. You guys all got the Bucks winning?
I got the Bucks.
Oh, me? No.
Yeah.
You got one no. Bucks. Okay.
Bucks. Monkey Bucks. You could clip. Don't worry, Chris had clipped this for you. You be good. Don't worry. Look, we all got. I wish we could put the sticker at the bottom with the picks, and then everyone gets to pick their Bucks over the Pacers.
Okay.
Rick Carlisle.
Okay,
Let's go Bucks. Hey, look. WNBA Draft was just on Monday night in Brooklyn. We got some stars that were drafted, including Paige Bueckers, recently national champion with the UConn Huskies. I mean, this was just, in my opinion, this is a really good draft from top to bottom. Wasn't as fan-fatum as what we saw last year's draft, of course, with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese leading the way. But I thought this year's draft was really good, especially for Chicago Sky. They got two really good players in the top 10, which is a home run. You bring that in to surround Angel Reese with. I know Chicago Sky recently, they fired their head coach, Coach Witherspoon. So I'm curious to see where they go in terms of the hiring. But Washington with, of course, another rebound with Sonia and Kiki. Washington, Mystics has been probably one of the biggest failures in the WNBA the last 2 years in terms of not just winning basketball. Connecticut Sun rebounds. But fellas, let me get you guys on this. What was you guys take away from this year's upcoming draft? And what player from this draft do you think is going to make an immediate impact in year one with their organization?
Yeah, I think Haley Van Leaf.
Haley Van Leaf.
Yeah. When she was at LSU, she really didn't have a good year with them. She didn't really get a lot of chemistry with the team. But I feel like her transfer to TCU really, brought out a new spark in her career. And going to Chicago, I think is a good setup for her. So I really like her and the Slovenian girl that they drafted. Can't say her name, but yeah, those two picks are my favorite.
Yeah, I like that. I'm going to go with probably from the first round. Of course, Paige would be the easiest to pick, but I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going to go with Anisha Monroe. Just from what she did at LSU this past year, she led the country in double-doubles, by far the best rebounder in this year's draft. What that means for Connecticut Sun is you bring in someone who's a 6'1" power forward who can definitely run the floor, can play both ends. She's a great shot blocker at the rim. She does what she needs to do offensively. She has a really good back to the basket game. I thought Connecticut definitely hit a home run with this because if you haven't seen the tape for her last year at LSU, you missed a pretty good one. Yes, LSU didn't have enough star power to, of course, make a deep run in this year's tournament, but you can't take away the fact that, she has all the capabilities to play at a really high level at the next level, and that's the WNBA. So good pick for Connecticut at 7. Mark, I know you've been locked in with the WNBA as well as college basketball this year, women's side. From these first 3 rounds or any pick particular, what has caught your attention with who got drafted and where they went? Because, of course, Paige Bueckers at 1, well-deserved. No one in college basketball was going to beat her and get the number 1 spot. Paige Bueckers has probably had one of the most successful college careers out of everyone in this year's draft from what she's done at UConn her last 4 years, being out for a year after tearing her ACL. But what was your takeaway from this year's draft, and what player do you look forward to seeing this upcoming year?
It's 2 things that really caught my eye. It was the 2 picks for Chicago to go in and support Angela Reese and see that team really progress this upcoming year. But I am going to take the obvious, but for 2 reasons. Paige Bueckers. Okay. I think she's going to do a lot for the league and continue to move it to where it's going from a fiscal standpoint, as well as broadening the opportunities for these players to make more money. Not sure if everybody on the panel knows, but she had invested into I believe it's a 3-on-3 league, Unrivaled.
Unrivaled. Yes.
Yeah. So she's going to make, I believe, like $200,000 just for playing. I believe it's 10 games, which next is year. More than what she would make in the WNBA. The WNBA collective bargaining agreement is about to expire and about to renegotiate. So it's going to be interesting with these other opportunities that they're creating. And it could cause bidding for these players like it did back in the day with the USFL, and them choosing to play elsewhere if they don't increase the salaries of these players. Some of these players make, I think the top player $86,000, $68,000, something like that. But not a lot of money.
70-90.
And then you got NBA players who make that per game on the lower end of the bench.
Correct.
So I'm excited for those 2 reasons. I want to see what Paige does as an ambassador of the game, as well as a business person to broaden the opportunities for these young ladies, what I believe they deserve.
Yeah, Paige Bueckers hits a home run with this. I think Dallas, of course, this is the immediate impact in terms of their roster. You're bringing in a winner. You're bringing in someone like Paige who comes from a winning DNA organization or program, I should say, like UConn, a winning head coach and Coach Gino Auriemma. These are all things that you want to bring into your locker room to add on to the success for your team. I think from a global standpoint, this helps Dallas overall because now this puts them in a different category in the league up this year with TV revenue, of course, being negotiated, TV viewership. Dallas, I'm sure will have a lot more televised broadcasted games, which they deserve. And, the fact that she does have a investor pitch in Unrivaled League who, let's face it, Unrivaled League this year was a success. It was started 2023. Last year was the first year that it was brought up. It had tons of stars. It's going to have more stars next year, including Paige, including Juju. And this is what, this Unrivaled League has been since the creation of it. And I think, of course, when you talk about a team like Dallas, who hasn't really been relevant in the last few years and sort of trying to find their way again in the WNBA, they hit a home run with Paige. And, of course, free agency, who knows what happens. Hopefully this bargain agreement can be negotiated smoothly so we can start on time. But, of course, when we're talking about the women's rights in the league, they deserve every single dollar that comes to them. And I look forward to seeing what happens. I know, Zeus, you wanted to go. Monty, you guys wanted to piggyback, chime in.
I definitely do because I'm trying to understand why nobody's talking about Dominique. She's the number 2 pick in the league. This girl dunks. So you're trying to tell me she's gonna she dunks and she's gonna pair up with Skylar Diggins.
Yep.
And Nika, which is averaging 17 and 8.
Yep.
So now you got a 6. I'm sorry.
And Aisha Clark.
Aisha Clark and also Gabby, and also with Gabby. So I'm trying to understand how she was not the bomb of the pick. I get it that she was from overseas, she was from France, and I get that part. And we're not gonna watch anybody from overseas, honestly. And I can chime into when it goes to Tony Parker. Who knew about Tony? I'm 41 years old, so I knew about Tony Parker. But nobody knew about Tony Parker when he came from France. I think he was averaging 9 points, but then when his freshman, his rookie year, he played against Gary Payton, and they called Gary Payton the glove, and they said Gary Payton had a hole in his glove because Tony Parker was chewing his fucking ass out. So, but Monique I'm telling you, Seattle is going to be a problem. I'm telling you right now.
I'm with you. I'm
just telling you.
I only disagree because of this reason. Yes, she's coming from France. She's 19 years old. I don't think she comes in year one and makes an immediate impact. I know this makes Seattle better this year. I just think with this, I need to see more of how her game transitions to the WNBA because we do know, of course, playing overseas is totally different.
She was in the Olympics. She's definitely going to make an impact. She's definitely going to make an impact.
This will take time. This will take time.
I guarantee you. Rookie of the year. I'm calling it right now. I'm calling Rookie of the year right now.
What?
I'm calling Rookie of the year. Dominique, if you hear me, baby? Baby, you hear me? Dominique, you hear me?
So I do
calling Rookie of the year right now.
I want to make a correction. So the average WNBA salary is actually $147,000 with the top player making $247,000. But the average NBA player makes $12 million a year, which is $147,000 per game.
That's crazy. I should have practiced on my game.
Yeah.
Man, I should have. Can you call Coach Garvin back?
Talk to me, brother. Talk to me about this draft. What's excited you, and what player do you look forward to seeing this upcoming season?
Yeah, I think watching college, I'm a big Paige Bueckers fan. So Paige Bueckers getting drafted to Dallas, I think it's gonna be really exciting. But I didn't really catch a lot of the other draft picks in the WNBA.
Shame on you.
But yeah, I'll say Paige Bueckers.
I want to give a special shout out. I'm a big Notre Dame fan, women's college basketball. Shout out to Coach Ivy. I'm disappointed in how we finished this year with losing in TCU. But I just want to give a special shout out to my guard, Sonia, who got drafted 3rd overall to Washington. I am so happy that Hannah Hadobo is not entering the draft. I'm really upset that Olivia Miles left us to go to TCU. That doesn't make any sense from a basketball perspective, but it is what it is. Money rules in today's world. But, couldn't go without talking about WNBA without highlighting my lady fighting Irish. Coach Ivy, I believe in you. Next year, I trust the process. You will be okay. Be okay.
Sounds good.
Hey, man,
he's a hell of a drug, brother.
I mean, look, you saying Dominique's gonna win Rookie of the Year?
Man, I'd rather go with that one than what you saying.
I gotta go watch her tape. You guys said she's 6'6".
This shit sounds crazy.
I'm gonna watch Seattle every game this year just so I can. I don't know, man.
Evaluate it.
Man, it's exciting.
Yo, you guys said Dominique is 6'6".
She is 6'6".
Oh, I gotta go watch the tape. 6'6".
Well, if she played overseas, you should already know. I've seen the tape.
Oh.
One of my mentors always said, KYS, know your shit. Fellas.
There you go. KY Jelly. My bad.
A quick question for you guys. You know who's the number 1 team right now in the NL East of baseball? Just FYI.
Come on, dude. Relax, man.
I'm just
relax.
Saying. I'm just saying.
Relax, dude. You know it's like 100 more games, right? You're talking crazy right now.
Hey, look, New York Mets, baby, number 1 in the AL East, 11-6 on the year, 7-3 in the last 10.
11-6.
Shout out to my guys. All I need is 2 World Series out this deal with Soto. 2. I know Mark's a big Dodger fan. Mark's a big Dodger fan. Last year,
you made me laugh at that shit, bro.
High end. Mark's a big Dodgers fan. Shout out to Mark. Shout out to my best friend Sean, another Dodgers fan. But I had to deal with his headache last year. It was a good run.
That's wild.
We put up more of a fight last year than the Yankees did against the Dodgers. So damn it, give us up. We still lost, but
that day we lost. I forgot y'all made it. I don't think about third place. I'm just saying. I don't even think about second place. I forgot the Yankees made it. My bad. I don't know.
Well, shit, the Yankees made it to the World Series and got swept.
Let me ask you something. Who was second place in the relay in the 4x4 women's? Nobody knows. That's not a good look, bro. That's women. That's not a good look.
Hey, look, we got the Yankees at 10-7. Padres best record so far to start the season, 14-4, followed by the Giants 12-5. Mark, man, your Dodgers are 13-6. You got the highest payroll in MLB. You are the defending National League champions, as well as, let me correct myself, World Series champs. Easy, Cowboy. I got two Cowboys fans, so I got to know how to, what you look forward to seeing from your Dodgers this year, and what team are you excited to see besides the Dodgers this year? Is it the New York Mets? Who are you excited to see?
It's actually two teams. Yes, the Mets, as a prior Mets fan 30 years ago, it's been a long time. I left for Starberry, just never came back.
I don't blame you.
I've always the San Diego Padres, man, is something about that team. So, we have a very contested division. The Giants are doing well right now. So it's going to be a three-legged race. I just want to get through the season healthy. I'm sure we'll get one of those at the minimum a wild card spot. But I just want to get through the year healthy, because that's what usually takes us down, our pitching staff. So if we can do that, sure we can repeat.
Hold on, you're a Dodgers fan?
Yeah.
You don't even need nobody healthy with that squad you got, bro. You kidding me? Like, your backups could start on other teams, man. What are you talking about, man?
We got the hedge fund over there in Flushing, Queens, spending money, So hey, look, I don't take nothing. They had us on.
Shout out to the best owner in baseball. Shout out to the best owner, Mr. Cohen, man. Not afraid to break the bank.
I don't know about best owner. I don't know about best owner, but he's up there.
I ain't gonna lie.
You gotta win.
We gotta win. You're right. We gotta win.
But yes.
Mets and Dodgers this year. We going to Citi Field, big bro. We gonna go see the Mets spank that ass. Brooklyn ass.
You probably go when y'all play next time, but you ain't gonna see him, and y'all not gonna see him. Y'all not gonna reach that. Mets ain't gonna reach that.
Hey, look, the Mets, all they need is to win 2 World Series with Juan Soto. We have the capabilities. I like those.
I guarantee your bullpen is gonna crash, bro.
Well, look, listen.
The Mets bullpen is gonna crash 1,000%.
Lakers weren't winning championships in Minnesota, right? It takes time. These things take time. It's a start. He's young. We're young. We got Lindor on the contract. We good. I like where we're going. We're off to a good start this year. Man, just let them know the Mets gonna be okay this year. We good. We good.
You trying to convince me, or you trying to convince yourself?
I'm convincing America, because you bunch of
no, you convincing you. You trying to convince yourself. It sounds like you're trying to convince yourself, but I'll go with it. If you want to convince yourself, I'll be with you. Want to hold hands? Can we put our hands out? We all hold hands out. How you do it? You hold hands? You want to turn the lights out too? There we go. We all hold hands and we'll do it together.
Let's go Mets. Let's go Mets, baby.
Yeah. Spur fingers? We'll do spur fingers too? I got you.
Switching gears, NFL draft is around the corner, fellas. I know our New England Patriots have the number 4 pick. The Dallas Cowboys wish they had a top pick, but unfortunately the misery continues for all Cowboys fans. Giants are.
You didn't tell me this was going to be a topic, bro.
Giants are at pick number 3. Of course, the Tennessee Titans have number 1 pick, followed by the Cleveland Browns at number 2. A lot of talk has been coming in, of course, where the Giants should go at number 3. We do know that quarterback is at the top of their priority list. Well, at least I think it is at the top of the priority list, but I don't know. But Zeus, I'll go to you, brother, because you're my fellow Patriot. We have the number 4 pick this year. We've made a lot of good offseason moves so far this offseason with, of course, bringing in head coach Mike Vrabel, former Patriots Super Bowl champion, who's done a really good job with the Tennessee Titans, bringing them to multiple playoff appearances. He is responsible for beating Tom Brady in his last game as a New England Patriot in 2021 NFL playoffs. But who would you like to see the Patriots draft at 4 and why?
So my first option will be Travis Hunter from Colorado, the 2-way star. Bring in Travis Hunter. He's just a playmaker whenever he touches the field. Wide receiver, DB, whatever he does, he's going to make a play. But unfortunately, he might not be there. So I would say the option would be Will Campbell. Put it in, get a left tackle for Drake May.
Yes.
I think the goal this year will be to give Drake May a fighting chance out there. You know what I mean? Last year, he running for his life. Looked like Superman out there. Crazy plays. Oh, he's getting killed. So give my boy a fighting chance. I'll say go put in the pick. Get Will Campbell. Get your tackle for the future. That's where I'll go.
Mark, I know Dallas doesn't have a top 10 pick. You do have to play the Giants twice a year, of course, in your division. Where do you see the Giants going at 3? In my opinion, a quarterback, but we know their history of drafting other players hasn't been a good thing to talk about. But with the upcoming draft this year, where do you see the Giants going with their 3rd pick?
You know, I was looking at one of the shows a couple of weeks ago, and the one thing the Giants have been known for in all their Super Bowl wins was defense.
Yes.
And if Abdul Carter is there, you got to take him. You got Russell Wilson and you got Jameis Winston on your roster. If you were going to pick Shedeur Sanders to sign them, it just doesn't make sense. Or at least you wouldn't assign both of them because they knew he was going to be there. So I think if I'm them, if I'm a Cowboys, I want them to take a quarterback because I don't want that defense. You know, they nasty already. You add Abdul Carter to that, you got depth. You got a rotation of 4 defensive linemen to put pressure on the quarterback. And our offensive line, you know, we just lost our Hall of Famer, one of our guards. So that's not our strength anymore. And if that becomes their strength, that defense, they're going to give us problem. We could be looking up from the bottom of the East, the NFC East. So they're probably going to take Abdul Carter. But if I was the GM, I would have took Shedeur Sanders, definitely.
Please do.
Because it's hard to get a quarterback. I mean, unless you tank next year and try to get Archie Manning, is not it's not going to happen.
Yeah, so. Yeah, it's a lottery chance. It's a lottery chance.
Yeah.
100%.
Man, I'm just really excited to see what the Raiders do at 6, as well as the Jets. I know with Coach Glenn coming in with the Jets, he's going to change their organization around. I wasn't a fan of the firing of Coach Saleh last year, especially before the Monday night game against Buffalo. Yeah. I do look forward to seeing what Justin Fields will do at quarterback. I think this is his only shot. It's probably his last shot at quarterback in the NFL because, of course, how things went in Chicago. But this right here, you know, if you're the New York Jets, you have to win this offseason. That is a must because the AFC East is only going to get tougher, of course, with Buffalo and New England, who will make the playoffs this year. As far as I said it, the Patriots will make the playoffs this year.
Yes, we will. Yeah.
And Miami, they have some things to figure out. What is it?
I'm sorry. You saying his last shot as a quarterback, or his last shot in the league, or his last shot just
his last shot as a starter? I think.
I think
a starter.
Last shot as a starter.
Last shot as a starter.
Of course, yeah, 100%. I mean, just off what. I mean, if you really didn't need to take him out of Chicago, all you needed to do was put pieces around him.
Yeah.
I think
I don't think this should be his last shot as a starter.
Well,
because look at Baker Mayfield, look at Kurt Warner.
Let's not put those two in comparison because Baker Mayfield took his team to the playoffs. Kurt Warner is a Super Bowl champion.
Baker was with Cleveland and then he pooped the bed and then he went to Carolina, right? Was it Carolina?
Carolina.
And then after that, then he went to the Rams, and then now he resurrected towards here, and then also you have Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold was the same thing, and also you had Geno Smith. Geno Smith with the same thing. So I don't think that I don't
think it's his last either.
I don't think it's his last.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. You're gonna say the same thing. I'm gonna say. You're gonna say the same thing. I'm gonna say. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I think it really depends what happens in New York. Is not an offensive-minded coach that's there to work with him.
No.
So
no.
I think it's going to be his last. Hopefully, the OC. First of all, Chicago should have built the office around him. They should have called Day over there, Ohio State. What works? Went there, got them plays. Great coaches build around. That's what they did for Lamar Jackson. if you didn't put Lamar Jackson on Chicago with the same circumstances, he would not have had the same success that he had in Baltimore. They didn't correctly and put the right offense in for him to be successful. And then when they decided to get weapons, they got it after they let him go.
Yeah. Yeah, that was messed up. That was messed up, man. That's messed
But you have to understand when Chicago really actually did something right when it comes to the quarterback. Like Chicago's known for like shit in the bed when it comes to quarterback. So like that's been forever and ever in a decade, man. Like that's a layup. Like I honestly like if we could put Tom Brady in his prime, he go to Chicago. Like I ain't gonna lie, he probably look like Dak Prescott. Like mediocre, bro. Like he'll just be middle of the bed, man. Like he's like it's yeah. So Chicago's really really bad. Like and I told Monty this last time. It's just certain teams that can just draft certain positions and they'll be great at. You know what I mean? Like Dallas, we can draft O-linemen. Pittsburgh can draft receivers. You know, like there's just certain positions that core of a team can always draft like great players. Like it just works out. Like whatever their scout team can do, like it just always works out. Like in Chicago, it seems like whoever their scout team has quarterbacks, he needs to like get recremated or like he needs to go, dude. Like he needs to like I don't know. Like I don't wish death upon nobody, but he gotta go, bro.
Well, look, if there's anything for Jets fans to be excited about, it's the reunion of Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson, what those two done at Ohio State while playing together. That gives Jets fans something good to smile about.
So my question though, if he wins 6 games this year and 5 games the next year, he's out. New York, correct?
Correct.
They're already. Well, you're already top 10 in the draft.
Right. So I mean, short leash. So why would another team want to? Like how much? He's not in a horrible situation. It's not a great situation. It's not horrible.
No. He's in a bad situation.
Short leashes.
No, it's not even that. He's in a bad situation because I think Zach Wilson last year won. Like Zach Wilson last year won what he won 8 games last year. Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
And you know, last year, 2 years ago, give or take, and then Rodgers won what, like 5.
But Rodgers was horrible.
Yeah, but the good news is, I just looked it up that their OC is actually the passing coordinator from the Lions last year.
From Detroit.
From Detroit. So he was from Detroit. So it's under Ben Johnson. So he still has some of that tutelage, and then he's now the OC. So
you got a good running back with Breece Hall. I mean, if they depend on who they draft.
No, he honestly, like their defense was phenomenal 2 years ago.
Yeah.
This is my problem with today's hiring, right? We like to hire off of what works for me now instead of what works for me later.
You only got a 2-3 year window.
Again, if you're the New York Jets, you don't have 2 to 3 years to waste, or you don't have 2 to 3 years to go through more experiments. You've already wasted enough draft capital with trading for Devontae Adams. You've already put a lot into this Aaron Rodgers experience, which turned out to be a disaster and turmoil. Now your organization has took a step back, right? Because now you fired your head coach and you bring a new head coach. And you fire your offensive coordinator, you bring a new offensive coordinator. You let go of your quarterback, you bring another quarterback. So all these different moving parts, these things take time to put in place. Everyone's not going to be like a Dan Campbell in Detroit, where the last 2 years you're going to be the hottest scoring offense in the NFL. You're going to make the playoffs. You're going to win divisions. You're going to win 14 games. Those things just don't happen. And I just think that we get away from, okay, we want to hire someone as offensive coordinator. He's never been an offensive coordinator ever in his career. He's only been a passing game coordinator. But yes, when you're in a room with Ben Johnson, you learn some things, or mentor, mentee, right? But now when it's time for you to be in a hot seat to call plays, how is him and Justin Fields going to mesh? How is this offensive play calling system going to help the New York Jets this year? Because we've seen the play calling in Chicago, which turned out to be a disaster. Me personally, I would have rather went with Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, especially in those last 5 games in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh lost all 5 of those games, including losing on the road against Baltimore. All these things you have to take into consideration. And again, when we look at the Cowboys, you bring in you hired a guy who was an offensive coordinator, who didn't call any plays because Mike McCarthy was calling plays, and then you give him a head coaching opportunity, and he's never been a head coach in his life. Yes, his father.
We both know what he's doing now. He's tanking.
We have to get away from hiring from I guess recommendations, which works. I'm all for helping you people get jobs, but we got to get to hiring the best available people in the job, in the profession right now. And then like look at Chip Kelly. What the hell is Chip Kelly like doing back in the NFL? Like it's just like this is
you surprised?
This is the problem. No, I'm not surprised. I'm annoyed because it's just like, how do we get here, right? But Mark, ignore my rant. I look forward to kicking the Jets ass twice a year.
Yeah,
I look forward to kicking the Jets ass twice a year.
You made a great point though. With some, you said Chip Kelly. If the Raiders draft Milroe,
which
everybody's on,
yeah,
because you figure Geno got a year or two. If Milroe, if they draft him, now that move makes a lot of sense because he'll have the offense to build around him in a couple of years. So that'll be interesting. I'm gonna look out for that at the draft.
I like Pete in Vegas. I really do.
Yeah.
I like that move.
Yeah, and Geno too. I like Geno.
That's the best hire. That's the best hire you can get. That's the best.
I think they're gonna pick up that. I think they're gonna pick up that running back Gentry. The Raiders.
They can use. They need a running back.
I hope not.
I know because I want Dallas to get him. I ain't gonna lie to you. I hope Dallas get him, but as I said, so but I don't think if he's there, I can't see the Raiders passing up on him. I can't. If they do, it has to be something prime.
If they do take him, then I want that wide receiver from Texas to run that 4-2.
Golden. Golden.
Yeah, but Dak ain't gonna give him the ball. Now you telling Dak to give him the ball. Yeah, right. I don't even want to get on Dak, man. I don't even want to get on Dak.
We need him, man.
We gonna save y'all Cowboys fans the day of. We gonna give y'all grace today. Give you grace today. We're gonna let y'all pass. We're gonna give y'all a free pass. Y'all good.
I hope so, man.
Yeah. Hey, look, man, we give y'all.
We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you.
You're about to put me on suicide watch.
Oh yes. So Monty, so you want to get Will Campbell as well with the 4th pick, I'm assuming.
I mean, in a perfect world, I love Travis.
Yeah.
I don't think he falls to 4. I don't see the Patriots trading up to 3 or 2. Honestly, I think right now, if you're Coach Babel, you got to go with the best available at 4, and of course, who is the best available at 4. And so far, like I said, I like what Babel's done. He's setting a new standard for New England organization. Players not allowed to have cell phones, no hoods on in team meetings. I mean, those are some of the things that when I read about Coach Babel and his immediate impact, it's good. It's good for the organization. Of course, I'm not happy that we fired Gerard Mayo. I thought was a good hire. I just think, again, like black head coaches don't really have enough rope compared to other coaches in today's NFL. But, it's one of those things where, we just have to wait and see. But all right, moving on. Bryant normally does his own little segment put together for him each episode. Bryant's not here, so I'll be taking over. And then we'll have another one after that. And then after that, I know this crazy, delusional Cowboys fan and Abraham has his own thing he's going to talk about. But we're almost out of here. So, Chris, we're moving on. Let's get into it with Bryant's hot take. Normally, I am never in a position to do this. I don't ever want to do this ever again. This is Bryant's hot take for a reason. But on this week's edition of Bryant's hot take, I, myself, Monty, will be discussing the carnage that took place in Houston. Earlier in tonight's episode, Bryant brought up the fact that the car got towed. Well, there is a backstory to the car getting towed. Public service announcement. If you ever go to Houston, the city of Houston, downtown Houston, anything that has to do with Houston, whatever you do, because there's only 2 ways you're going to survive going out in Houston. It's either you pay for the valet or you know somebody that knows somebody that's going to get you in a spot. And lesson learned. Bryant and I left one place, paid for valet, which is crazy in itself to think about it, valet. And then we go to another spot, and we go there, and was really weird because I'm pulling into Family Dollar, a public parking lot, and some guy just comes over and he goes like, valet's like $40. And I'm like, this is Family Dollar's parking lot. What are you talking about? Long story short, didn't pay the $40. Parked on the side street, right around the corner from the spot. I think it was called Bar 5012, something like that. Great place, indoor, outdoor patio. Magnificent. Long story short, great night. It was like a fraternity event. I don't know. I think it was a Q event. A lot of sexy women there. Oh my goodness. Woo! Houston, yeah, I didn't disappoint at all. Leave the place, getting ready to go home. It's like 2:00 in the morning. Where's the damn car at? Oh my goodness. Where's the car? Bryant, we didn't park here. Where's the car? Car gets towed. Got to go pick up the car. So got an Uber to the joint. Thank God it was like 10 minutes from us. We get to the place. The guy goes $299 cash or $310, $312 with the credit card. Wait a minute. $310 to get my car to this goddamn impound? Madness, right? So I'm talking to the guy. I asked the guy, I said, on average, how many cars you get here in a weekend? Just a weekend. He goes, well, for starters, last Friday, we had 80 cars towed here. 80. Now, take 80 cars in a Friday night. You times that by $310, just assuming, because I don't know anybody that's carrying $300 of cash in their pocket. There's people out there. I'm not one of them. You get over $24,000 in a day. Times that in a weekend. Madness. And you either have to have a permit to park anywhere downtown Houston, which is stupid. Street parking after a certain time, good luck. Or pay the fucking valet. So Bryant's hot take. I love you, Bryant. That irritated the shit out of me. It put a monkey wrench in my weekend. But life went on. All is well. Moving forward. Now, let's switch gears to Rewind of the Week. This week's edition of Rewind of the Week, I, myself, your fellow Laker, will be discussing the Los Angeles Lakers and what we've done this year in the NBA. 50-32, top 5 team in the NBA. JJ Redick has came in year one and did the damn thing, trading for Luka Doncic. Shout out to the Mavericks GM. By far the dumbest fucking trade in fucking NBA history. Stupid to let him go. If Mark Cuban had that team in his control, that would never happen. Three-headed monster with Luka, LeBron, and, of course, Austin Reeves. Those three guys have just been playing absolutely magnificent going into the playoff stretch. Minnesota Timberwolves, we beat them twice as well as they beat us twice. Last time we played those guys, man, we got the win. Tough win, but I'm really proud of the Lakers. But I just want to put an FYI. Give me the solo shot, Chris, because this is important. This is important for all of America to listen to. Listen, you know Shannon Sharp has his own thing, right? KFC, OKC, Lakers in 5. I got my own, right? You ready? My loss.
There you go.
Your loss. Monty Moss. Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5, baby. Lakers in 5. I'm good. Lakers in 5. Appreciate y'all. Look, my loss, your loss, Monty Moss. 5, baby.
I like that.
Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5. We good with that, Mark? Lakers in 5. We good with that? And last but not least, Lakers in 6 for this series, but in reality,
oh man,
Lakers in 5.
Y'all Laker fans sound like Cowboys fans right now. We're gonna win it.
Mach, I got something for you because I knew you were coming on, and I know this topic is very sensitive for you. I already went and did my homework just to be prepared for this. But
right,
I'm going to give you my segment for the week, and that's Floss with Moss. I'm going to give you your own segment. This is my segment, but I'm giving you the segment in this week's episode 14 of Rewind. Floss with Moss, give it to me. You know, this brother here has not stopped annoying me about this particular topic, but I wanted to make sure I give him enough camera, enough floor space for this particular topic because he's been annoying me. It's the last segment of the night. I want to get my brothers out of here peacefully. But
last 2 years.
The floor is yours.
So I've been spur fingers. So I've been asking Monty for this the last 2 years since he's been doing his podcast, and once I found out about it. In the last 2 years, I've been asking him, I actually want him to go into deep dive. Who's the best athlete of all time? Any sport of all time. And I asked him, and I asked a couple of people. Some people say Michael Jordan. Some people say LT. Some people say Deion Sanders, which I truly love, hands down. Some people say Wayne Gretzky. But you know what? It's Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods is the best athlete of all time. You can even name Tom Brady if you want to go in there with the 7 rings. But right now, I'm going to make my pitch. And this is why I'm going to say Tiger Woods, because let's get down to the nitty-gritty, baby. Let's get down, baby. Yeah, let's get down. Let me tell you why. Do you all know how long? Let me we about to get ready, baby. Do you know how long? I know. I'm gonna give you 30-second rounds. I'm gonna ask you a question. You know how long 683 weeks is? Do you guys know? That's 13 years. He's been number one player for 13 years. Jordan has not been the number one player. LeBron, you can argue that back and forth if you want to put him in the picture. 11 times he was MVP. If you want to call it the MVP, he was the best PGA player for 11 years. 11 times straight, he won 11 MVPs. And on top of that, you know, he played against Phil Mickelson, Ernie Els, Sergio Garcia, Davis Love III, Vijay Singh. You can go back to that, even to the point that was Lee Westwood, if you guys know about golf. But honestly, and my number one topic, where I want to say why I think he's number one, why he was doing all of that, he had all these women, and he only had one baby mother. At the end of the day, at everything he did, he only has one baby mother. He paid a lot, but come on. Out of all the things he was doing, he only still got one baby moms. Out of all that shit he was slinging, he still got one baby mom. You trying to tell me he's not the best player in the world? Come on, man. Like, come on. He's the best athlete, dude. His pull-out game is strong. He's been number one player for like 13 years. Come on, dude. You can't beat that, man. You can make your pitch all you want. His child support is crazy, $200 million. But at the end of the day, number one player in the world, baby. Number one player in the world. You can make your pitch. 13 years, baby.
Mark Zeus, you guys got the floor. I'm good. I'm
I'm just saying. Can't beat that.
2 words, man.
No, that was a great take.
It was.
Tiger Woods, man. Like, I still remember when he won that first, I think it was the Masters, where he won by like 1 million strokes. I was a teacher in Newark, so I think it was my second year. And just how I felt as a black man in this country in that particular sport on a golf course that not too long ago, we couldn't even go on there to play golf. And it's still a little exclusive now. So
I'm trying to play.
So the people he got to get into golf, like he was the Steph Curry of golf. Like he got the golf fitness, lifting weights and taking care of themselves. Quite honestly, he probably still be on top if he didn't get bored. Between you heard about him training, going through Navy SEAL training. That's how he got really started. That's how he really got hurt and never was the same after that. And then we know about what happened after that: the car accidents, the other
drinking.
things.
Yep.
Like he would probably have, because you got to figure since 2009, this 2020, 16, that's 64 majors. You got to believe he'd have won 10% of that. So, he up at 18, 19, 20 by now. So, I think that was a great take.
It was. I mean, for me, I love to golf. He is the reason why I probably do golf. I will never be as good as him at golfing. But for me, I feel like 2019, that year alone, what Tiger was getting ready to do, that the world didn't even know what was coming. Everyone was kind of like still kicking dirt on his name because he hadn't won anything in the previous 11 years. His career was pretty much everyone thought was over. And just the build up to the Masters in 2019 and then the Masters itself, where it's like, I remember watching it. It's like, holy shit. Like Tiger Woods has a real shot at winning this thing. And then going down to that final stretch where it's like, holy shit, Tiger Woods about to win another Masters. His first trophy or first major win in 11 years. The media, everybody was just kicking him in. And then it's like to see him overcome so much of what was going on in his career on and off the course during that time frame was just like, he was always in the media. The media just wouldn't allow him to breathe. I mean, yes, he's made some terrible decisions along the way, but he just found a way to overcome so many of how the world is today, right? Because like God knows if we do something wrong, man, we're crucified forever from family, friends, work. We're crucified. But to overcome those things, it's personal life, staying clean, staying in top-notch shape, and then to win the Masters in 2019, man, by far, I mean, I've seen a lot of great moments. I'm not as old as the two of you are, but
relax,
for me in my life, that was probably one of the greatest moments I've ever saw to see him win the Masters and shit, man. Like, that's greatness, folks. That's just greatness. Like, I could argue your GOAT debate, but I like that, so I'm good. Tiger.
No, I want to hear yours. I at least let me hear yours, please.
Well, shit, I don't think there's anybody in the world who was a dominant force for 11
Brady.
straight years.
Tom Brady. 2 words. Tom Brady.
I can go there. I can easily go there. I could go there. That's your take. You go ahead. Be great. Be great.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. Tom Brady, man.
I mean, you got to give me stats. You can't just say a name. I mean, I know the name, but you got to give me some stats. Again, my player was number one for 13 years. You know what I mean? Like, what are you saying? Like, I mean, on top of that, he was voted best golfer for 11 times.
Well, Tom Brady dominated football for 20 years on one team. Switched to a different team at the age of 40,
41,
42, 43.
Yeah, 41. Okay. I give you that.
Went to the Bucks in year one with a first team, a new team. I don't think anyone has ever done that in their career and won it at home on the road, by the way. And he beat Patrick.
Oh, Peyton Manning did it. Then Peyton Manning do it with the Bucks, or the second year. He
didn't win year one with Denver. He went to the Super Bowl. He got his ass annihilated.
Yeah,
he went year one. He went to Super Bowl, got annihilated, embarrassed.
Next year, his defense carried him. Tom Brady didn't get carried. Tom Brady is a system.
No, that defense was pretty good with the Bucks. Right? That defense was pretty good with the Bucks.
They don't win that all time.
Hold on, Mach. To piggyback off Ish's point, Tom Brady has been successful in 3 decades of the league.
Yeah,
I don't think no player's done that. He's had his own career.
Yeah,
each
different
decade, which is crazy.
So let me.
Rangers in 3 decades, in the 90s, the 2000, and the 2000,
and he's still going. What are you talking about?
Who do you say?
Hey, you can't match what. Look, Tom Brady. He's from Michigan, so I'm never going it's on Tom Brady and what he brought to the league. But yeah, Tiger.
You can't beat that, man. 13 years. 13 years. You can't beat that. I'm not even
13 years as the best, as voted number one as 13 years, and on top of that, he won four consecutive amateur awards, and Like the records that he holds, it's a not like you can't. That's almost like honestly, I'll put Tom Brady when it comes to records. I'll put not Tom Brady. I'm sorry. I'll put Tiger Woods, Wayne Gretzky, and then maybe I'll put Tom Brady when it comes to records.
Tom Brady holds like every playoff record. And I think regular season.
Dude, have you seen Wayne? My man,
Wayne Gretzky.
Google Wayne Gretzky and look at the records he holds. Don't need his record. The only person that could like he owes I think close to 200 records right now. Wayne Gretzky, and he was going to be my number. He was going to be like I was battling when it comes to it. And Ov just beat his goal record, and that was about it. And like if you look at Ovechkin. He looks like he could be like in ShopRite right now with that gray hair. He just bored and he just want to bag out groceries. Like that. That's what Ovechkin looks like. That's how old he is to try to beat his Wayne Gretzky records. Wayne Gretzky holds like insane records, dude. Like if you look at the records, like all the top records, you like he owns this. Like you just go down the list. Like it's bananas, dude. Like
it's greatness. It's greatness.
It is.
Great.
But
it's greatness.
20 years of greatness.
But again, yeah. But I just choose Tiger Woods because the things that he battled through, like and personally and mentally, and going through the divorce and this whole the atmosphere with his dad and his mom, and he trying to like improve his trying to prove his dad that he could be a Navy SEAL, like that just damaged his body. Like if he would never if he would never done that, he would have shattered, like he would have put like all these records out of reach. Like it would have been phenomenal. But it just sucks.
So let me ask you this. Who's your Mount Rushmore of GOATs?
Who you asking me? Or you asking everybody?
Everybody. Everybody.
Well, I'll go first. Yeah, exactly. Like just in general.
In general, greatest all time, any sport. Mount Rushmore.
I guess I'll go first. Tiger Woods.
Okay.
Deion Sanders.
Oh.
Tom Brady.
Oh.
And Ken Griffey Jr. Because I think that they took the sport and they transitioned it. Ken Griffey, we didn't really play baseball, but we knew we could put our hat on backwards and the way his swing was. Deion, he brought flair to the game. He knew you can able to talk shit. He can do certain things. He could play both sides of the ball, and he was okay with it. I guess Tiger Woods, so that's what it goes with that. But go ahead, next person.
I'm gonna go Tiger. I'm gonna go Brady. I'm gonna go Serena. And I'm just gonna go against the grain. I'm gonna go Ric Flair. Good.
Get his shoes, baby. Get his shoes.
Mark.
Rolex wearing.
I think Tiger's going to be unanimous. Michael Jordan, even though I'm a LeBron fan, I'm gonna give it to Jordan, 6-0. Tom Brady, and I'm gonna give it to Barry Bonds. I know the last part of his career is a little tainted, but he was going up against tainted players, and we all know he would have been a Hall of Famer even before that. So that's
he's still a Hall of Famer.
He's still a Hall of Famer.
That's my and Wayne Gretzky for hockey.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Zeus, last one.
Mayweather for boxing. I got to put him up there. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honorable mention.
I give you that. Yeah. I give you that too.
I'm gonna go Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Can't go wrong, Mike. Tom Brady.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Muhammad Ali for boxing.
Good. Mm-hmm. I came mad at that. That's 3.
Muhammad Ali for boxing. Mm-hmm. And to round it off, I like you said you put Serena. I like that answer. Serena Williams.
Yeah, that's a good one. Serena.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. fellas, closing this one out, episode 14. It's been a blast. I'll go around the room. Zeus, tell the people where they can find you on social media, because our people do show some love to our guests. So where can the people find you on social media?
You can find me on social media at Ish Hernandez. It's 2 eyes, Hernandez. Go follow me.
Follow my young brother. Hey, what's that thing you got coming up this summer that you've yet to invite me to? I feel some type of way. What we got cooking this summer? The hitting, what's it called? The hitting what? Hitting room? Oh, he's gonna play dumb? All right, that's fine.
I'm talking to me. That shit sound crazy, bro.
Yeah. He said Mark. I lost for it. Oh, yeah, the hitting.
That's just
Hidden gem.
That is not what you said, bro. That's not what you said. That's not what you said.
You found a hidden gem. It's a pool business. We host pool parties. You go have an event in a nice space. We have some nice pictures. Like not a lot of amenities, grill, heated pool. So yeah, you go check us out. We're in New Jersey.
Is there an age bracket on that?
No age bracket.
All right, good. I'm about to put something together. I had to put something together on that.
You trying shit? Yeah, I was about to say, bro.
Hey,
we got nightlife during the day. Whatever you like, we got to offer.
We good. Mark, my brother. Again, personally, I appreciate you taking the time. Means a lot for you to come on. I know we break bread a lot in high end as well as outside of high end. It's funny how we've kind of come together, but here we are. Fast forward. Where can the people find you and support you on social media, as well as whatever you have cooking in Dr. Mark's world?
So listen, if you want to come and have some fun, see some funny videos, you can come on TikTok at aboutmybusiness.520. Again, at aboutmybusiness.520. I'm also still a pedestrian OG on Facebook, but come see my TikTok.
I'm definitely I gotta see what all this hype about. I'm coming to see what it look like. Mach, my brother, I love you dearly. I know we've yet to get you
want to ask about my social media?
We've yet to get you on Instagram.
No, but I got MySpace. I got MySpace. I got Black Planet. So come visit me on Black Planet, harrypenis.com. You can come see me on MySpace, Ignore Vigner. So ignorevigner.com. Come see me on that. So hit me up. DM. You can't DM me. You have to send me a letter with the little crows put on the leg and then just fly it out. So yeah. So come see me. All right. I like your boy.
Public service announcement. This brother here, by far, one of the greatest in his prime, one of the greatest Call of Duty players I have ever saw. He's done it all. I mean, his name is Bob Lee Swagger for a reason in Call of Duty. If you don't know who Bob Lee Swagger is, might want to Google him. But by far, one of the best. I appreciate you guys. To my brother, Chris, 1990 Studios. If it wasn't for those folks, this would not be possible. If you haven't, like, subscribe to our YouTube channel at the rewind_GSC3, as well as on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, at the rewind_GSC3. Man, if you haven't, Apple Podcasts, also wherever you get your podcasts. This episode and all of our episodes release every Thursday at 3:00 Eastern time. You do know how we do and how we do it. I want to give a special thanks to my guest tonight, as well as my co-host, Bryant. Safe travels tomorrow to Chicago. All is well on your financial advisory journey. I know you're going to fucking get that shit out of the way and be a advisor for real, finally, instead of day trading and doing all types of crooked shit. I'm sorry, I'm just playing. I want to give a special thanks to my big bro, my high-end brother, Mark Williams, Dr. Mark Williams, for coming on. Love that guy. I appreciate everything he's done for me. I know our brotherhood is only going to continue to grow. My little bro is Zeus Hernandez, a.k.a. Ish. If you haven't, please follow my brother, support him on his future endeavors. He's doing great things. Happy for him to break bread with me on the Rewind. And, of course, my brother, Mach, who I don't have to have any introduction for. All I do is pick up the phone and say, hey, I need you on next week. He says, no problem. Let's make it happen. 1990 Studios, Chris, to my brothers, Mark, my brother Zeus, my brother Mach, my co-host Bryant, Monty Moss signing off. Enjoy NBA playoffs this weekend. Pistons in 6. But remember, my loss, your loss, Monty Moss, Lakers in 5. See you next week.
Let's go!
I was checking out the scouting report, and I don't see nothing but bums. You and your whole entire world know that I am the one. You and your squad ain't got nothing for me.
Hey.
Your organization is looking stressed,
What?
and now that you haters is running from me, I know that you see that I'm highly blessed.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, we live with your boy Coach G. Yeah, we live with your boy Monty.
You and your squad ain't got nothing for me. Your organization is looking stressed, and now that you haters is running from me.